What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of Quarantine Talks with Cheez. Today, I have a special guest.
Jack Dog sleeping in the window shades.
You might have seen him play golf with us a couple times in a prior video, but today, Jack Dog and I are going to just discuss briefly some up and coming, hopefully 2020 college football predictions.
Yeah, we're just going Heisman and
sleeper for playoff.
Yeah, and sleeper for Heisman, and then
Who we think
national
the
champion.
Okay.
So we'll start with the Heisman.
All right, so for me, I personally think that Justin Fields is probably the favorite, and then Trevor Lawrence. Justin Fields, very explosive. Ohio State has a very explosive offense. They don't play the toughest defenses, especially Michigan. They torch them every year with the crossing routes. I don't know why Harbaugh can't stop crossing routes, but it happens every year. And they got weapons. They just got the Sermon guy from Oklahoma. Did you see that? Yeah, they got Trey Sermon just transferred to Ohio State. So I think he's poised to have a big year. My sleeper, though, is Sam Howell from North Carolina. I know that sounds crazy, but this dude was a freshman, true freshman last year. Came and kind of bought into what Mac Brown was, preaching over there in North Carolina. Bought into the system. He had like 33, 34 touchdowns as a true freshman. He's got a talented arm, plays with a little bit of chip on his shoulder. Kind of reminds me of Baker Mayfield. And so watch his name. He might not be in New York, but definitely watch out for his name because he's a talented dude.
That's insane. I got Fields top of my list on the Heisman probably, for sure. I don't think Trevor Lawrence would ever put up the numbers to win the Heisman. Fields they have like 2 big games a year. They play pretty good teams, but the rest of the games he's putting up numbers. He's probably going to win the Heisman. Sleeper Heisman pick. If you want to really go out and get some bang for your buck, go stick it on John Plumlee down there at Ole Miss. Okay, Lane Kiffin's there, great motivator, great offensive coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Plumlee was like, he only started their last couple games last year.
Yeah.
And he rushed for like 200 yards against Kentucky. Was it Kentucky? Somebody.
I don't keep up with SEC football, so.
I'm just here to tell you, he's gonna win the Heisman. Sleeper pick. Sleeper. John Plumlee. They'll win.
Is it John Reese Plumlee?
Yes.
John Reese. With a name like John Reese, you have a chance.
They'll win probably 9 games, 10 games maybe. They're gonna upset a big team. He could have a Johnny Manziel type come out party.
Okay. We're gonna discuss right now the college football playoff and who we think's gonna be in it and who's our sleeper team. Obviously, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia is like the top 4 that everyone's going with, and I'm probably going to have to disagree just slightly. I think Alabama's coming for revenge. You don't put a chip on a team like that of their caliber, because everyone's talking about, oh, they're done. Dynasty's done. They still have talent. They still have Nick Saban. They're going to be right there again next year. They were just hit by the injury bug. Clemson, don't play anybody. Loaded with talent on the offensive side still. Maybe losing a little bit on defense, but, they should win their conference. Ohio State, they don't play anybody, but they have a really good team. Georgia. I think Georgia is not going to win the East. I think it's going to be Florida or shocking the Tennessee Volunteers, okay? Tennessee's finishing top 2 at least. Okay, I'll say that. I think it's going to be Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma will probably go undefeated in the Big 12, beat Texas twice. I say Texas goes 10-2. Beat Texas twice, beat them once in the regular season Big 12 championship. And that's who I think will be in the playoffs. As far as sleeper, so I'm going to go with LSU, the defending national champions. It seems like they put all their chips in one basket, but I honestly think that they still have enough talent that they could, don't be shocked if they beat Bama again, because it's going to be in Baton Rouge. It's probably going to be a night game. But don't be shocked if they're back in the playoffs. I mean, historically LSU has a good defense. Now we've seen a high potent offense and a high octane offense. They can't go back to I formation. Can't. And so LSU's my sleeper pick.
Okay, I like those. Those are pretty good. I got Clemson, Ohio State. See, Georgia and Bama have to play each other in the regular season. They're probably going to have to play each other again in the SEC championship game. So, unless they split those games, I'm only going to take one of them.
That's fair.
Right? All right.
I didn't even think about that. I forgot they played each other.
So my dogs are they're this is our time. We're due, okay? We are due. We're due. We're due. All right. So we're in 4. I'm probably gonna go with Oklahoma as well. I think they just play too many easy teams. They're gonna beat Texas every year, and they'll lose to some garbage team again, and still somehow make the playoff.
Because the SEC will beat up on each other.
I think that my dogs, this is our time. We're due to lose again in the national championship to somebody. So I don't know who that's going to be to. Sleeper pick. Going to go with the Maryland Terrapins.
No way! Okay, let's hear them out.
Maryland has... They just got a good receiver.
They pulled it from LSU.
From LSU, okay? All they need to do is beat Ohio State.
Which won't happen.
But that's all they got to do. I looked at all these teams. You could look at everybody. And when it comes down to it, Maryland's got one game a year. They got to win. But if they can just be mediocre and above, just above everybody else in the Big Ten and upset Ohio State, they're in.
Wow, you heard it here. The Maryland Terps, okay? Personally, I think Jackson's crazy because he thinks I'm crazy for saying Sam Howell's a sleeper for the Heisman. That is super crazy, okay? But, I mean, I respect it, honestly. I mean, you have to go out on a limb, and there's really not, with the state of college football today, other than the 6 teams we've talked about, there's not really that up-and-coming team. So it could be where we saw last year why LSU really wasn't talked about as much in the playoffs. Coach O was on the hot seat, 15-0, beat all these great teams. So who knows? Maybe Jackson's onto something with Loxley down there. They do have a potential to have a high-octane offense. I will say that. Yeah. Loxley put up 73 his second game or whatever against a good Syracuse team. He's winning the national championship.
I hate it. Ohio State's probably going to beat Georgia in the national championship. And
so Jackson thinks that Ohio State's going to win the national championship. I think it's going to be Alabama over Ohio State. I'm big on Clemson. I mean, I shouldn't be, but I think Ohio State, if they match up with Clemson again, gets them this time. I don't think hopefully there won't be any questionable calls. And I think Alabama with Bryce Young. It's not going to be Mac Jones. Bryce Young's going to come in. Revenge tour, they capitalize. Nick Saban wins that, whatever, how many would that be? 6 or 7th national championship. Retire, and then Dabo Swinney's going to be the next coach for Alabama. That's what's going to happen in the future. But this has been Quarantine Talks with Cheez and Jack Dog, and we are signing out.